Welcome to another video of the In My View podcast. And we are gonna review the big game that was played yesterday. Chelsea versus Manchester United. As I said before, I thought the tactics would have played a part in this game. I thought it would have been a tactical battle, and I thought it would have been a draw. Before I go on to the review of the game and give you my tactical analysis of the game, I want y'all to just click on the subscribe button, share, and like the video, and keep the comments coming. Yes, I will try to reply to all the comments. I have reached 100 subscribers. I was trying to get to 1,000. So 150 is the next landmark or the next milestone that I want to reach. So help me to get to 150 by sharing and asking persons to subscribe. Now let's get into the analysis of the game that happened yesterday. As I said before, these two coaches, they are coaches with great tactical mind. Understand? And you saw that yesterday. The first 30 minutes of the game, I thought Manchester United should have put away Chelsea. Bearing in mind that we had more players in the middle of the park, so we were winning all the second balls. We were strong in the midfield. We had players who could keep the ball in the midfield. So we kept the ball well in the first 30 minutes of the game. Basically pushed back Chelsea to the edge of their box. We had a few chances with Marcus Rashford getting that chance. So I want to say Graham Potter has shown that, listen, he has made a big decision, because most coaches would have waited until about 45 minutes to make that tactical change. He realized that, listen, I can't do this anymore. So he went to a back four and put in another player in the midfield. Normally, when he was at Brighton, he would have had a lot of players on the football field who can play different positions. I don't think it's the same at Chelsea, which is why he had to make that change. So I thought if it was a Brighton team, then he would have made that tactical decision with the players, with 11 players that he has on the football field. But he wasn't able to do that, which why I thought the change took so long for 35 minutes. I thought he could have changed the tactics in the first 15 minutes of the game. But there's an ongoing issue at Manchester United, and that ongoing issue is we don't score a lot of goals. We don't take our chances, and you see that if you don't take a chance, something will happen in the game, deep down in the game, with that penalty for Chelsea. So I thought the first 35 minutes, Manchester United controlled the football game until that tactical switch from Chelsea. That tactical switch basically matched Manchester United in midfield, 3v3, with the diamond shape in the middle of the park from Chelsea. And I thought that gave them a more stability. Jorginho started to get onto the ball and started to move the ball. Loftus-Cheek kind of get into the game. And we saw where now Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes had to do more defensive work, had to do more tracking, and that kind of pushed Manchester United back a bit at the latter part of the first half. So I thought good technical, tactical battle in the first half of the football game, but in football you have to take your chances, and I thought that Manchester United did not take theirs. They did not take the chance that Marcus Rashford had. They did not take the chance with Anthony, and I thought converting those two chances would have basically ended the game, because you don't want to be chasing a game versus Manchester United with the pace of Rashford, the pace of Anthony, and the trickery of Anthony. I thought Anthony had a brilliant game. In the middle of the park, that's where the battle could have been won and lost, as I said before. Chelsea adjusted at the right time. They didn't wait until halftime, because if they waited until halftime, they could have been 1-0 down going into the half. So come out second half now, Chelsea at home kind of control the game more. They didn't test David De Gea a whole lot, because I thought they were light up top. Aubameyang did not have the best of game. Raheem Sterling did not have the best of game. Mason Mount didn't have the game you want a Mason Mount to have on a big game, on a big night like this. So I thought they were a bit light up top, Chelsea, which would be like the same thing for Brighton when Graham Potter was coaching. They didn't score a lot of goals. So maybe, just maybe, we're seeing the same things at Chelsea than what happened at Brighton. And I thought the two teams are struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. They're struggling not to create chances, but to put the ball in the back of the net, both teams. And that penalty decision, I thought it was correct. Scott McTominay, I don't know what you're doing in that scenario. Even if the referee did not call it, VAR would have highlighted the referee and tell him, listen, go look at the monitor and check back this. So that was a stone cold penalty there, converted by Jorginho. Jorginho is brilliant on penalties. Possibly him and Ivan Toney, Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo, probably the best penalty kickers you would want in your team. And I thought Chelsea now having the lead, if I was a Chelsea fan, I would think that they need to carry this home, considering they had about 7 clean sheets, haven't been scored on in 600 and odd minutes. So I thought they should have at least see the game through. Having a bad night, your coach help you out, which is what he's on the sideline to do in terms of making that tactical switch. So I thought they should have at least carried it home. They didn't. By margins, Casemiro with a brilliant header. I thought that header was class, and I thought the form that Kepa was in, he got a fingertip to it. Kepa would have been a bit disappointed, because for me, once a keeper touched the ball, I think the save should be made. So Kepa tried his best to stop it. Got in behind him. Casemiro, who I thought had a brilliant game, coming up with the equalizer, and this can be a momentum. With a good game against Spurs, a comeback in the last minute against Chelsea. Manchester United scored a last minute goal in Europa League, so they're building a bit of momentum. I think they have lost 2 games in the last 13, or the last 13 or 9, I'm not sure. But something I want to highlight with Manchester United, they have played all the big top 6 games and they have only lost to Manchester City. They have beaten Arsenal, they have beaten Liverpool, they have beaten Tottenham, and they lost to Man City and drawn with Chelsea. The games that they have lost and drawn were away from home. So the signs are there that Manchester United is coming back a bit. Chelsea, Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, I think those are the teams that will be chasing the third and fourth spot. At the moment, Tottenham is in that third spot, looking to solidify that, because Chelsea and Manchester United play, so both teams can get 3 points. A draw is a good result for Tottenham, so they are supposed to now come out on the next match day, I think versus Newcastle, and try to get a win to extend the gap on Chelsea and Manchester United, and further solidify that third place. And going into the World Cup, going to the Christmas break, you want to be in the top 4. That's where Manchester United is trying to get. Beating Chelsea would have gotten Manchester United in the top 4 with 3 games left before the World Cup break. But as I said, it was a brilliant game to watch. I thought in section of the game was a bit poor. It was a bit frantic. Teams turn over the possession of the ball easily. But I thought it was a good tactical game, as I expected it to be. And I thought a draw was a fair result-ish. But if the game was supposed to have a winner, I think Manchester United should be disappointed. All Manchester United fans, including myself, should be disappointed that we did not put Chelsea away in the first 35 minutes of the game. And that has been the In My View podcast. Everybody, like, subscribe, and share. Help me to grow the fan base. Comment if you thought the game was different than how I see it. Comment and we can have a conversation in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.